Hello and welcome to this edition of Phi TV. I'm your host, Brad Swanson. We're coming to you from inside the Florida Capitol during the 2022 Florida legislative session. We are joined by our good friend, Representative Randy Fine, to talk to us about parents' rights. What's going on in parents' rights this year?
Well, we've passed a lot of bills focused on parents' rights, whether it's the information of your child or the books your children are reading. But I think this week you're going to see us in the budget enshrine the importance of parental rights. And we're going to be very grateful to those school districts that have said parents' rights are important. We're in a battle in this country of who is in charge of educating our children. Is it parents or is it bureaucrats? And here in the Florida House, and I think in the Florida legislature, we're going to say definitively it is not left-wing bureaucrats, it is the parents who raise our children.
You know, it would be intuitive that you would always think the parents have an absolute right to have access. It's a public institution, but that's not the case, and you've brought a lot of that to light.
Well, you would think that, and you and I think that, but there is a small minority in this country that believe children are the possession of government, that they have a collectivist view of things. And I'm grateful to them. They've believed this for decades, but it's only in the last few years that they've been honest about it, and they've now shown us. And when you hear, whether it's the Democratic Party in Michigan or the governor of Virginia, make these statements that, like, parents shouldn't have any say about what their kids learn. And we even hear it here in Florida. We're going to make a clear stand, and we're not only going to make it in policy, we're going to make it in the pocketbook.
Well, you've been out there publicly on the school that masked the child with challenges. And you know, when you see that in your own district, you know, how does that affect your actions up here in the Capitol?
Well, that's what broke things for me. The notion that bureaucrats think they are so in charge of our children that for 6 weeks they could force tie a mask around a nonverbal 7-year-old Down syndrome child, tie it around with a nylon rope. She couldn't breathe, she can't talk, and even worse, they hid it from the parents. They intentionally kept the parents. They took the mask off before she got on the bus, because apparently you couldn't catch COVID on a bus, only in the school. That broke things for me. That's when I said these people are out of control, they are harming our children, and we're going to fix it.
Well, we've always known you to be passionate about the issues that you care about, and there's always somebody on the other side. But I think this session especially, and typically we can tell by the shade of your face and the redness in it when you're really passionate, how much more of a fight do you have this year on the parents' rights issue? I
don't think we have that much of a fight. I think there's pretty universal belief here, but I think we need to continue to tell the story. Our fight is not in Tallahassee. Our fight, frankly, is with a dozen school boards that said we don't have to follow the law, and I think we're going to remind them that when they don't, there are consequences.
Well, we know you're always going to fight on behalf of parents and children in this state. You've always been a big advocate. We appreciate you coming on Phi TV and telling us what you're working on, and obviously we love the pro-Israel stuff, so next time I want to have you on that. We'll talk about that then.
All right, that sounds great.
Thank you, Representative. Appreciate it. Thanks. That's all the time we have for this episode of Phi TV. Make sure you hit us up for more great interviews like this one on our social media feeds, and for now, thanks for tuning in.